a moment. I'll do a share screen in just a moment. Everyone, I think we're good. I'm really happy that you're here. You know what? Let's do one at a time. Let's start with James. Can you tell everyone about yourself? And then Antalya and then Mateo will be the last one. Okay. So James, can you please go to center stage? I will put you on the share screen. Ready? Spotlight. Hello. Okay. Can you
Everyone.
please tell us all about yourself?
My name is James. I'm from New York. I grew up in New York. I was born there. I went to Kweller Prep in 2016 to practice for my Hunter test in 2017. I took it. I got admitted. I went to Hunter from 7th through 12th grade. I graduated last year, and now I'm a freshman at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, where I'm Zooming you guys from. I'm majoring in econ modified with geography, so really interesting, really fun, with a sociology and French double minor. So if you have any questions about that, ask me. I'm happy to help
Wow.
you guys.
Sociology and French. You hear that? That's impressive. Where
Yeah.
did you first decide that you were gonna double major in sociology and French? When did you have that moment?
Double minor. So I'm still doing econ and geography as my major. I took a French class last term and really in high school I didn't like French. I don't know. I just had a bad teacher and it put like a bad taste in my mouth. But I took a French class here and I really fell in love with the language again. And I decided that I want to go through with it. And Dartmouth offers so many amazing study abroad programs. And I can get a minor just by doing one of them because I take 4 classes in French in France. So that completes a minor.
Wait, so you're gonna
Nice.
speak French in France for college. And this
Yeah,
all happened because you went to Queller Prep and then you got into Hunter. Anyway,
exactly.
I'm kind
Without
of
color, I wouldn't be
bugging.
here.
That's so funny. I'm very impressed. Thank you so much for this amazing webinar. I just want to let everyone know this webinar might run short, so maybe it'll just be an hour, not two. Let's see. Let's see how quickly we can get through all the stress reduction tips. Okay. And I know James has a hard stop at 7, so we're going to be really mindful. Antalya, tell us about yourself. I will put you on spotlight. Okay, ready?
Oh goodness, yeah. Hello
Hello.
everyone. My name is Antalya. I went to Hunter way back in the day. I graduated in 2015, and then went to NYU for undergrad. I majored in biochemistry and Spanish. So, all you kiddos who, you roll your eyes and you hate the language classes, they're actually really helpful. So, learn your French, learn your Spanish. Those are all really useful skills to take with you as you get older. And then I applied to medical school. I'm now at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. And I will be hopefully an OBGYN, so helping deliver babies and all that jazz. So I've been tutoring at Quilla for a long time. I've seen all the success that she's brought her students. So definitely very good that you guys are signing up for these webinars and studying and, wishing you all the best of luck.
That's so cool. Okay, so as we're going through it, Mateo, are you moving on, or how are we? Mateo, how are you doing with the background?
So I would have to upgrade my Zoom to get a background.
Oh,
So,
so can you just blur it a little bit? Is that okay or not?
sure.
Just do a clean would blur a little bit.
Should
Okay.
I introduce myself first or get
No,
that
no,
done?
go ahead. I'll wait to put you on spotlight. Okay. So everyone, I just want to let you know that you're welcome to type in the chat, put any questions you have. As we're just waiting for Mateo, they're asking quickly on Talia. Is this like a high school? Is Hunter like a high school, or do you feel like you're being thrown into college right away?
It's like a high school, it's 7 through 12. You do take some more advanced classes, and that really prepares you for college. I actually thought college was a little easier because I went to Hunter. So yeah.
Okay.
What are the other questions?
So we're good right now, because I want to move along. So I'm going to put Mateo on spotlight. Okay, so I'm going to replace you. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, everyone. Perfect. Mateo, can you tell us about yourself?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Mateo. I'm currently a senior in Hunter. I've been going there since seventh grade. Yeah, it's a really great place. You guys are gonna love it. And as for career-wise, I'm definitely looking to major in like chemical engineering and like math and all that stuff.
Can you tell us like a little bit about yourself? You took like what are some of the classes that you took? What were your SAT scores? Did you choose to take SAT, PSAT? Where are you applying to college?
Right. So in Hunter, everyone takes the PSAT in 11th grade. I got a 1520, which is a perfect score on it. And then the SAT I took early this year, and I got a 1600. As for the classes I take are generally more like STEM oriented. Last year I took AP Chemistry and AP Mandarin. This year I'm taking AP Statistics, BC Calculus, as well as Organic Chemistry at Hunter College. So at Hunter you can take college courses once you've done the highest level of high school courses there.
Wait, did you just say you got a perfect PSAT and a perfect SAT? Did we actually hear that? Oh my God. Oh, Miss Queller's gonna faint. That's so impressive. What do you think is your best words of wisdom that you can give to students who are preparing now for the Hunter test?
I would say try to have a clear, like cl really clear thinking when you're looking at each question. Each question was designed so that it is solvable for all of you guys. You just have to think, what is the test writer trying to test with this question, and how do they want me to think about this?
That's
That's
so great. And also if you guys look back, here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to shift gears. I'm going to go from now, I'm going to go into share screen. So bear with me. Everyone, this is Miss Kweller, tech savviness. All right, so bear with me. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to stay co-host. I'm going to go to share screen. Ready? Here. Yes? Are we here? Yes. This is my screen. I am screen sharing. Am I good now? Please say yes. No, I'm here. This is what I want. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Hopefully you see this. Wait. Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm just going to type letters to make sure they show. It works. I'm very happy to show off. All right, everyone. Ready? So we're going to go back to me. Replace spotlight. Okay, good. Doesn't really have to be me, actually. James. Here. Ready? Ta-da. There. Okay, so I'm screen sharing. So here's what we're going to do. This is stress reduction, things that you should know. And what we'll do is let's take a little bit of time. Let's start with, maybe we'll do something like start with James, then Antalya, then Mateo. So what we'll do is we'll start 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to read through it. This is actually an SHSAT, but it's very, very similar. So I'm just going to literally just do live edits so that you have it. And I'll make this super big. Okay, so can you guys begin? We're getting rid of this because you don't need it. All right, we don't need this. I definitely don't need this. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. Here are the stress reduction techniques. Okay, ready? Here we go. So let's take a moment to address stress reduction, and it's the same for the Hunter exam. So let's begin. James, can you please read the stress reduction management tip number 1? And again, everyone, bear with me because we're going to be modifying this for the Hunter exam. Okay, go ahead, James. You are taking off. Go ahead,
All right.
and I'll make the screen larger.
The first tip we have is that students should refrain from studying anything new the day before the test. Students can review old Kweller Prep Hunter materials and actual Hunter released exams from the handbook or practice questions throughout the day, but only briefly. Students should avoid spending 10 hours studying Hunter questions the day and night before the test. By studying intensely the day before, they'll likely burn themselves out from stress and not give their minds a much-needed break. Their brain muscles need a break too.
So can you please add to any of this, James, please?
Yeah, for sure. So if you're studying the night before, it doesn't really help you. You know, you have to have like all of your materials prepared already. And like the thing said, it's really helpful to review, but you don't want that review to kind of like become studying more. So if you're going to put 3 or 4 or 5 hours instead of getting that extra 3, 4, or 5 hours of sleep, you're really just hurting yourself in the long run.
So James, if you could please keep reading.
Students should skim, not study old Hunter material. Research shows, oh no.
Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Got it. Research shows that learning brand new content the night before the exam hurts students because it crowds their short-term memory with last-minute information. Cramming the night before can interfere with the student's long-term memory retrieval and bias their decision-making skills. So basically, this means that if you cram the night before, when you go to the test, you're only going to be going to remember the stuff that you crammed from the night before, rather than all of the weeks of intensive studying that you've already done. So just skim the night before, rather than trying to shove everything into your brain. Students
Good.
have learned everything they possibly can at this point. They should review what they already know rather than trying to learn new things. Parents should remind their children that they did everything possible to prepare for this test. By now, students completed several practice exams and sacrificed weekends and evenings to study. They can look for hours before the test.
Good.
Words have
So,
power.
yes.
Remind your children. Should we read this?
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Words have power. Remind your children to engage in positive self-talk. So reassure them. Keep the energy high and happy at home. Remind your children that they're superheroes just for trying to take such a hard test, and that they're amazing for qualifying to take such a hard test. Remind them to refrain from cramming late night the night before their big test day. Remind your child to do things to relax in the days leading to the Hunter exam. This advice applies to parents and students alike.
So, James, can you just like rephrase everything? Because again, this applies to any test. By the way, I could have put Hunter, I could have put SHSAT, I could have put SAT, it really doesn't matter. But as we're doing the live updates, you can see this is the advice. So, James, can you please elaborate on this, please?
Yeah. So you really want to be in a positive mindset, like we talked about yesterday, during the test and the days leading up to a test. If you have a lot of anxiety, hearing that the test is super hard or that you might not do well is not going to help you. You want to be reassured by your friends, your family, and even yourself. I think your internal monologue is the strongest part to keeping your morals high the night before the test. So make sure that you tell yourself that you can do it, that you're ready for it, and that you've studied so hard with Kweller and on your own, and you're going to ace this exam.
So now let's move on to Antalya. Okay, so Antalya, this is our second golden rule. Do not study new content. So we have do not study new content. Here's our new rule. Ready, Antalya? Can you please help?
Yes. I also wanted to say for James's
The first
point-
one.
Yeah, I just want to add something. So something that can be very helpful the night before, or actually the day before, would just be to write down all the math formulas that you need to know. So making sure you remember your area of the triangle, area of the circle, volume of the sphere, things like that, so that when you're at the actual test, you can just jot those down really quickly, and have them there for you.
So now we're gonna go into the actual Hunter, the technical part, which is with the ticket. So go ahead. So number 2, all yours.
Okay. Alrighty. So make sure to print a hard copy of your admission ticket. Be prepared for test day. Hunter will send you this ticket via email. Print it, please. Also, ensure that you have at least 5 sharpened pencils, a high polymer or high quality eraser, your student ID, favorite snacks, and a small water bottle. Refrain from overeating or over drinking before the test. You need your stomach to be calm and settled, not rumbling. Some students do not have a school ID or any ID at all. In that case, just bring your admission ticket. You can log into the My Schools dashboard to
So
print
My
your
Schools is
admission
for
ticket.
high school, so you can log into the HCHS admissions, right? And they should have a dashboard for you, or most likely everyone just got it via email. Can all of you in the chat right now just please reply? I'll just take a few. I'm assuming, please reply yes if you already have an admission ticket in your inbox. Yes? We're just going to wait to see. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. So you can log into the admissions dashboard to print your admission ticket. These tickets will be ready on the Hunter website. And by the way, these tickets, you'll just receive them. So you got them via email, correct? So you'll receive them via email. Okay, so these tickets are in your email inbox. Okay. Antalya, can you add anything, please?
Yes. So I also want to say, when you should follow your regular routine, right? Don't introduce any new breakfast foods. Don't have like a dinner that you've never had before the night before, because sometimes day of you can get a little nervous, and you don't want to spend half the test in the bathroom, right?
And we're definitely going to go into more of that as well.
Okay.
Like for sure, we're going to keep touching on that as well. Okay, Antalya, can you help me just read this last piece here for the for the week? There is no weekend testing.
Yeah.
Okay, so just remember that if you're sick, if there's an issue, there probably is a makeup date. don't count on it. Okay, so do your best to be there. Okay. So again, make sure that you print the tickets for the Hunter exam. And all of you are getting a really cool surprise preview of SHSAT World. Okay. Stress management tip 3. Mateo, can you please help us go through stress management tip number 3?
Okay, sure. Stress management tip 3, pack extra. Masks are not required, but it is a good idea to pack one just in case. Pack an extra hand sanitizer too. You can never be safe enough. Pack extra sharpened pencils, an eraser, and a snack. Anything you don't use, you can take back home or discard anyway.
Mateo, can you think back to when you were a little tiny 6th grader, wandering and navigating the world? Do you remember what you had packed the morning of the exam?
A lot of pencils, definitely a lot of pencils and an eraser. I think that having everything you need with you and like you know where it is really important to reduce like your stress during the test. You're not like fiddling around for writing utensils. You just know exactly where it is and it keeps you in that like focus.
Good. James, can you please go through stress management tip number 4?
Stress management tip number 4. Listen to relaxing music the week's evening leading to the test. Your mind and body must rest the days leading to the test, not just the night before. Upbeat music can make you feel more optimistic, a theme that we've been talking about. Listening to fast-paced music stimulates and boosts your energy levels before a test. However, listening to a slower tempo song can quiet your mind. Relaxing your brain muscles and calming your nerves before a big test is essential. Soft music can be very effective for relaxation and stress management. So again, make sure you listen to it leading up to the test rather than just the night before. It's going to help build each night, like over and over if you keep doing it. It's more influential.
Good. And again, a little bit of calm music goes a long way. I could probably benefit from some calm piano music right about now. Next, okay? So now we're back to Antalya. Ready? Stress management tip number 5. Please tell us what we need to know.
Alrighty, do you have any trouble sleeping? Put your cell phones on do not disturb mode and practice mindful meditation half hour before bedtime. Mindfulness is a type of relaxation technique in which you focus on being aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the moment. This is a great time to express gratitude for what you have accomplished so far. Practicing mindfulness involves slow breathing methods, guided scenic imagery, and other practices to relax your mind and body. Mindfulness will help reduce stress. Spending too much time planning, problem solving, daydreaming, or thinking negative or random thoughts can be draining. It can also make you more likely to experience stress, anxiety, and symptoms of depression. Practicing mindful exercises can help you direct your attention away from negative thinking and engage with the world around you.
Ready? Meditation. Look at all this cool stuff. We can have mindfulness at Kweller Prep. Antalya, can you add to any of this, please?
Yeah. So it's definitely good to just take a moment and try to quiet your mind by really focusing on the present moment. If you're in bed and you feel like you're lying awake, definitely don't have your phone with you. That blue light can wake you up as opposed to making you feel sleepier. And just really try to think about all that you're grateful for. And reflect on how hard you have worked, know that you deserve to do well on this test, and that at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens, and you will be A-okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go to James. James, can you please read to us stress management tip number 6?
Stress management tip number 6 is to arrive to the test center early, allowing yourself plenty of time to enter calmly. Once inside, identify the locations of the nearest bathrooms and exits in case you have to use either of them. You may wait in line for a while before you enter, so be sure to take food, money, and even a Kweller packet to skim lightly before the exam. Also, since it's in January, make sure you guys wear a lot of layers. You don't want to be cold while waiting for your test. Do not study anything brand new on the exam day or the night before the test. While you're waiting in line, don't study a new topic. If you are testing at a DOE weekend location and at a testing site, you will likely wait in a very long line to enter the school building. When you're on that long line, choose whom you will stand with wisely. The people next to you will likely wind up in your testing room. You might want to get to the location, settle in, and then get food once you arrive. Don't eat 2 to 3 hours before the test. Eat about an hour before so you won't be hungry while testing, and you also won't have to use the bathroom.
So can you please add to this very practical advice that's now in writing, please?
Yeah, for sure. Also, adding on to the first paragraph, you want to get there early, not just so you can wait in line, but to like kind of give yourself a buffer if there are any MTA delays, as the MTA loves to make trains 10, 15 minutes late. The last thing you want is to have the doors close on you when you arrive because you like left at the time that your phone said you should leave and it didn't account for the 6th train having a delay on it.
Who can
Also,
who can also reply in the chat? Where's the location where you're taking it?
yeah, there's
Is it
5 different
Hunter
locations,
College?
right?
Who's taking it at the high school? You can reply high school, college, if you want. You can tell us just so that we know roughly who's taking where. Good. So some of you are so isn't that so cool? So the Hunter exam is offered throughout the 5 boroughs because they want to make it very accessible. Did you guys know that, James? Did you know that they offered through all the 5 boroughs?
Yeah, they
Okay.
changed it while I was
So
there.
since the pandemic, the Hunter exam is now offered in all 5 boroughs. Is that cool? Yes? Cool. James, so go ahead, as you were saying.
Yeah. So you want to get there early. And then again, I'm not quite sure about the sitting. I think you have your room assigned to you before you enter the testing site. So I think that piece of advice was more for the SHSAT, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. But you definitely do want to be mindful of where you're standing in line. If there is someone in front of you who didn't go to Kweller Prep and is cramming for the test, you don't want to fall into the same category as them. You want to be nice and relaxed. You want to skim rather than cram. And of course, you do kind of might want to listen to that relaxing music. So, and if the people in front of you are distracting you, make sure you tune them out because you don't want to be stressed or like high energy when you enter the exam room.
And do everything to remain focused. Listen, things happen. Everyone has a bad day. Do the best that you can that day. Please remember to do, I think I took out too much. Oops. Everyone has a bad day. It happens. Don't worry about it. But I will tell you, I don't think Hunter will allow a makeup. So try your best to not have a bad day that day. Good? Please. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. This is not for you, but you should know the Hunter test. I think, can people reply yes? If I remember, it's only offered, it's a one and done. Is that correct? Yes, Hunter's a one and done. So you will not have more opportunities. SHSAT, I mean, this is kind of like a little bonus session you guys are having right now. So for the SHSAT, if you don't feel good, you can totally take the test like 2 weeks later. It's no big deal. They don't care. As long as you don't feel good and you have a doctor's note, they're like, no biggie. For Hunter, they don't have that. All right, so now let's switch. Ready? I'm up to Antalya. Ready? Stress management tip number 7.
Alrighty, so eat breakfast before the exam and snack before you enter the exam room. Make sure to eat even if you usually skip breakfast or avoid eating when you are nervous. Your brain needs the energy from food to work efficiently. You need to keep your mental focus on your exam and not on your hunger. If you cannot stomach food, try having a protein shake or smoothie. Also, eat brain-boosting protein-rich foods, which can lead to greater mental alertness. Healthy food choices on exam day include eggs, nuts, yogurt, and cottage cheese. Furthermore, good breakfast combinations might include whole grain cereal with low-fat milk, eggs, toast with jam, porridge, and oatmeal. Other brain foods are fish, walnuts, blueberries, sunflower seeds, flaxseed, dried fruits, and figs.
Antalya, can you add to any of this, please?
Yeah, so if you're trying like any of these brain foods for the first time, make sure you do like, like a run through maybe a few days before to see how your stomach tolerates it. You want to make sure that no funky business is going on while you have to take this exam, okay?
That works. Okay. Mateo, can you please tell us stress management tip number 8?
Pack a lucky charm, a lucky penny, rabbit's foot, red string, bracelet, a gift from mom, favorite pencil, favorite Kweller pen, or anything small you feel will bring good luck. A little charm bracelet can go a long way and remind you that you have good luck by your side. I still have fond memories of
I added in, so now you can pretend, or you can talk about your own story after this one, but go right ahead. Okay, so this is me. I still have. Go ahead.
Okay, I still have fond memories of how my mom would pack 2 pennies, a handmade charm bracelet, and a piece of dark chocolate in a clear Ziploc bag for me for good luck before I sat for my Regents, APs, SATs, the LSAT, and ultimately New York State bar exam. It worked. I'm a lawyer and business owner today, and she provided many lucky charms. I took many tests.
Yay. Mateo, did you ever have a little lucky charm? Did you ever bring yourself a little boost before a test?
I didn't, but that definitely is good advice, especially if it's something that you've had with you when you've done well on a test. It'll sort of associate it'll be associated with that memory of doing well on the test, and it will give you that extra, confidence.
Thank you. James, did you ever bring a lucky charm to the test?
I did. I had like a little stuffed animal. It wasn't really stuffed because it was hard. So it was definitely not like a stuffed animal, but it was a little bear that I would have. I forgot what it was, but I'd see them making a resurgence once in a while. People buy
Antalya,
them
did you
again.
ever bring anything lucky to the test?
Yeah, I
Any
had this
test?
like necklace that I had gotten for my birthday a year or two before, and it was my lucky necklace.
Yay. So I'm all about the lucky charms and I want the heebie-jeebies far away from me. So I'm all about it. Okay. So I'm all for it. Ready? Lucky charms all the way, saging the house. Okay. Next, ready? And as a child, my mother said toy, 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 and gave me many spits throughout the years. I just want to let you know I'm all about the good luck in any shape or form. With that being said, James, can you please read? Am I up to James? It's all a blur. Yes, James? James,
Yeah.
can you read stress management tip number 9?
All right. The ninth tip that we have is to write an encouraging letter. Parents, now is a great time to write your kids a letter. Yes, a letter. Remind them how far they've come and how proud you are of them. Remind them that this is just a test, and no matter the outcome, you love them and they are stars in your eyes. Let them read the letter the night before the test. I think this was the same advice that my parents got the night before my test, because I do remember reading a letter the morning of the test, and it made me really sentimental, and I think that helped me do amazing.
Well, your
Students,
parents must have been in the Kweller Zoom
yeah,
back that, I don't know, but that's
I
really
think it
funny.
might have been in a classroom, not even a Zoom,
That's
but yeah,
super funny. Your parents probably heard that,
yeah.
which is super funny. But go right ahead. Can you please read the extension to this?
Students, write yourself a letter as well, a simple journal entry about your emotions before the test. You're embracing a significant milestone. In only a few days, this entire test experience will be over. Remind yourself in writing what a good student you are, how hard you work, and how hard you try. Also, this might be helpful as it'll let you let out all of your pent-up emotions and your anxiety if you're able to put that on a page, and it'll help you with your writing skills. Positive self-talk yields positive energy and positive results. Put your thoughts in writing and manifest positive energy. If you put it on paper, it's gonna happen.
So, have you ever done that? Like, have you ever just like hyped yourself up before a test?
I think I did that before the SAT. So, and definitely before all of my college applications, before I'd click submit, I would write something to myself in my little journal saying how I'll get in and great things will come.
Great. Antalya, you are next. Ready? Stress management tip 10.
Alrighty.
So let's go straight into planning where you meet your friends after the test. What could be more fun than this? Okay, go ahead.
Alrighty, so plan exactly where you'll meet your friends or parents after the exam ends, before the exam starts. Choose an exact location, grocery store, specific building, 1 to 2 blocks away from the test center to reconnect after the exam quickly. Remember, you cannot bring your cell phone into the exam room for test security purposes. If you do, you must keep it off and out of sight.
So this is important, right? Antalya, do you remember what you did after the test? I mean, you were a whole 12 years old. So where were you?
I was actually 11 and I think somehow I just met my mom outside. I don't remember how it happened. But, she was like in the area obviously and, close by, and I think I probably had like some sort of phone or something and I turned it on and I called her. So that's what happened.
Mateo, do you remember where you were?
I remember sort of just going straight home and just playing video games just to like relax a little bit after.
But right after the test, like immediately after, like how did you not get lost right after this exam?
Oh, my mom waited outside actually.
So were there like 1,000 kids exiting? Do you remember any of this time in your life?
Yeah, I remember it a little bit. I remember everyone, yeah. There was a pretty big crowd outside. I think, yeah, me and my mom actually did this. Like she waited a block away from Hunter, so there was less of a crowd there meeting him.
So again, most likely your parents or anyone picking you up, because a lot of parents will be at work. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And also it's a weekday. So parents, whoever's in the Zoom or any of the kids, give the parents the memo. Today is January 10. Make sure those of you parents who need to take the morning off that you already communicate and make every possible work arrangement so that you have proper coverage. Because if you are bringing your child to the test, you will probably be stuck 3 to 5 hours waiting around for your child to finish. I think safely 5 hours by the time they get you in the room, settled, and collect the test. So make sure that you already start planning that now on the 10th so that you're all set for the 24th, okay? So please don't forget to start planning those parents who are at work, which is perfectly expected for the hunter the day of the test. Also make sure students that you notify your school that you, so I'm actually going to add this in. So Antalya, can you please elaborate just on the parents and the students? Like, how did your parents facilitate this?
Like taking work coverage,
Taking work coverage, yes.
Yeah, so I think my mom probably just communicated with her boss and let her know that she would be out of work for the day, actually. She just ended up taking the whole day off. And while I was taking the test, she is also superstitious. So she walked, I think, from Hunter to like Herald Square and then took the subway back, uh, just waiting for me. And so yeah, she just made sure to plan. And then I think it was fine for me to just take a day off of school, especially since at the public school I went to, there were a few kids taking the Hunter test. So it was kind of expected and okayed. Our absences were excused because they knew that the Hunter test was happening on the day that it was being administered.
So do you remember, James, what your parents did? Did you tell your school that you're not going to go into school that day? How did that play
Yeah.
out?
So similar situation to Antalya, a lot of kids from my um, school were taking the test. I think 6 of us, which isn't that many, but our class size was under 100. So it was a good percentage. And my mom is a teacher, so her school knew about it and she told them. And my dad did not take off of work, but he was there by my side on the phone to congratulate me after I had taken the test. And before the test, my mom and I came up with a place to meet me. It was right under, I was taking the test at Hunter College, and they're like these sky bridges that you can't miss. They kind of go above Madison Avenue. Or, yeah, no, what avenue is that? That's not Madison. That's Third Avenue. They go above Third Avenue. Lexington. They go above Lexington, on like the 5th floor, and my mom told me to meet her right under there. So I did.
I don't know if this is an excused absence. Do you recall if you had an excused absence that day? Let's start with Antalya.
Yeah, yeah. And if not, like, it doesn't matter because I don't know, for me, it was like more important to take this test. So if it was unexcused, like I'm sure my mom would have spoken to like my teacher or principal or whatever, but I really don't think it should be an issue. I think the kids should just, communicate with your teachers and, whoever else. And I'm sure that they will let you miss for, a 3 hour standardized exam.
So make sure that you communicate that you'll be absent that day. Okay. Mateo, do you recall that time period if you had an excused absence? Did you go back to school? Did you take the day off?
Yeah, I took the day off. I got an excused absence. As long as you tell your teacher, most teachers will know what the Hunter exam is. If you tell them I'm out because I'm taking the Hunter exam, they won't mind.
So you can plan your meeting space. Look at how cute all this Kweller Prep stuff is. It's all pictures. All right, ready? So here's what we have. It's actually, I'm up to Mateo. So I'm going to say take the day before off. This is the rule. Ready? This is take the day before off. Okay. So this is the rule. We're going to recommend to parents. I don't know. I get like mixed comments in response to this suggestion. But Mateo, can you please read this advice, please?
Parents, consider letting your child stay home from school the day before the test to relax, sleep in, and do some light studying. You can also choose to pick your child up early from school around noon to get a few hours of downtime. If the weather is nice, play tennis, go for a run, walk your dog if you have one, stroll around the block, and enjoy your surroundings. Use the crisp, fresh air to clear your head before the big day. Students should lightly review their Hunter notes and materials throughout the day. students should not take any high-stress time tests 24 hours before the actual exam.
Can you please elaborate on any of this? Much appreciated.
I think that taking the day before off is really great advice. So yeah, there are a few other kids at my school who are taking the Hunter test, and before we were all just kind of stressing each other out about, it's going to be so difficult, like how fast can you do the practice tests? And I think that sort of knocked my mindset up a little bit. And yeah, also in general, you do want to get as much sleep as you can. And this is the time where you really want to be in control of, you're sleeping, what you're eating, all that stuff.
So now, I just had Mateo, right? Now I'm going to James. Yes? James, can you please read stress management tip number 12?
The 12th tip is to give yourself the gift of time management. Bring a watch and set it to 12 o'clock. This way you can pace yourself to test the entirety of the 180 minutes. Also, guys, make sure that it's not a smartwatch because you are not allowed to have those in the testing room. Once the proctor says you may begin, hit the timer on the watch. Test from 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. to 3 p.m. according to your watch, regardless of what the real time is. This way, you create a 3-hour silent timer. Also, consider not wearing the watch, but instead placing it on your desk so you can glance at it more easily rather than having to check your wrist each time. If you have extended time, ensure your IEP and 504 test accommodations are fully in place. These accommodations will be clearly marked on your admissions ticket and visible in the Hunter testing sites. Remind the proctor that you have an IEP or extended time test accommodation before the test starts and confirm everything so you don't have to have extra stress. Make sure the bubble that you answer after Make sure you bubble your answers after each and every question rather than waiting for all of them at the end. You will likely run out of time and frustrate yourself by trying to bubble everything in within 2 seconds of the test ending. Do not do this. Queller's last big piece of time management advice is to start the Hunter test with the math section first. You will move faster on math questions. Math is generally more interesting and mentally stimulating. You can ace the math section much more easily than that lengthy and often boring reading passages will make you tired if you take them in the beginning. Every question is worth the same amount of points since
Sorry,
they're all
guys.
equal.
I'll edit this later. Go ahead. Since
You're
they were
better
all
off tackling the math section
it.
first. Move fast. Those math questions will wake up your brain, especially that early in the morning. Conversely, you should be prepared for extremely lengthy, monotonous, 2-page long, tiny font reading passages. They're super long and super boring. Remind yourself that you're reading for points, not for entertainment. Set realistic expectations. Manage your time so that you try to ace all of the math questions and then get to as many reading questions as you can in the time allotted. This exam is about quantity. The more questions you answer correctly, the better. Keep your eye on the prize. Do not fall into the trap of reading every single word in a lengthy reading passage. We're not at the beach here, and you're not reading for leisure. Read while holding a fully sharpened pencil and annotate as you read. So that includes circling, highlighting, and starring key points. Also, write in the margins. Read like a warrior. Once you identify the main idea, jump straight into the questions, eliminate extreme answer choices, and select the best possible answers. The more questions you answer, the better. There's no guessing penalty, so guess on whatever you don't know rather than wasting the time. Many students like to guess C, but I would recommend you mix it in. Choose a letter answer choice you have not picked in a while. This is only for guessing, by the way. Mixing answer choices up is better for the algorithm. No matter what answers you choose, answer every single question. Don't leave anything blank. You need every point you can get. We'll elaborate on more tips like this during the webinar.
Oops.
Further into the
can you kind of, there's so much to unpack here. So let's kind of like scroll up. James, if you could, here we go. So let's begin. Give yourself the gift of time management. Number 1, let's begin with the watch. So can you kind of tell us, what did you bring? What do you recommend?
Yeah, for sure. So not every testing room will have a clock, so you may not be able to know how far into the exam you are. You have 3 hours, so this tip really recommends having like an idea of how far into the exam you are by having a 3-hour timer set on your watch. Again, like I said, make sure it's not a smart watch, so no Apple Watches, no Garmin's, because the proctor will take it and put it in the same place that they put your phone. It'll really help you because if you see that you're 2 hours in and you're still in the first section, you have to speed it up and start getting to the other sections. Knowing the time that you've taken so far and how much time you have left is really important. in pacing yourself and in answering the questions.
And then can you go into so with the IEP, are you okay? Just kind of rephrase all of this so everyone knows about how the IEP
Yeah.
stuff works. Ready? Go ahead.
So if you have extra time or an IEP, make sure you visit one of like the proctors that are sending you into the room so you don't go to the wrong room by chance. I think you have 1.5 the amount of time, so you have 4.5 hours. This really makes a difference. You don't want to get put into a room that only gives you 3 hours. If you're expecting that 4.5 hours, it will throw your pacing off. So make sure you talk to an adult that's like a proctor, not a kid, because they won't know where to send you. But talk to an adult and say, "Hi, I have an IP, I have an extension," and they will point you the right direction.
Yeah, we definitely you don't want to be like the kid at the end of the exam crying because you were in the wrong classroom, in the wrong space. This has happened a couple of times with different exams. There's really nothing you can do after the test. They're just
Yeah,
gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Oops."
They
I
don't
mean, you
realize
don't
that
want
it's
to
your
be
whole
that
future.
kid. Make sure that you speak and make sure that you clearly communicate if you have time and a half or double time. You, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, make sure you do this once you're in the room, okay? Do not accidentally wind up in the wrong classroom, taking the wrong time accommodation. Just be on top of it, okay? It's better for you to be a little like paranoid, I guess. I guess that's really the way to say it. Just be overly assertive that morning and don't just assume everything's done for you, okay? Mateo, can you tell us about just the whole bubbling situation? Should they be bubbling at the very end when they have 1 minute left, or should they be doing it per question?
They should definitely not bubble it at the very end. Yeah, you should do it per question. Maybe if there's some you're unsure about, you can maybe skip it and bubble it later because erasing the bubbling can be a bit stressful. But yeah, you definitely want to bubble as you go. That'll also help protect against misbubbling, which is a huge problem. If you do it, all at the same time at the end of the test, you're much more likely to bubble things wrong that you didn't want to actually that weren't reflected in your work. So yeah,
And then if you could just add, this is a cute little trick. The math section is actually physically towards the back of the Hunter exam. So you can take the Hunter test in any order, right? So you can take the test in any order. Did you take it the standard way or do you recall?
I took it the standard way, which was a mistake. I didn't know about this tip. So
I know. Do you love this webinar? Tell us. Do you like all our secrets?
I do. Yeah, I wish I knew
It's
all these.
it's Mateo's first time hearing this one. Okay. You can take this test in any order. So the actual exam starts with the reading, right? So I just want you to know it starts with the reading section, but we advise you kind of go into the math. It'll keep your brain more awake. Go ahead, Mateo, as you were saying.
Yeah. On top of that, the reading section, a lot of them have questions where maybe two answers might work. You'll be debating through questions, and it generally just takes a lot more time if you allow it to. So I did the reading first, then the essay, and then the math. And the math, I started it with maybe like 30 minutes left. I was absolutely just rushing through it. Whereas, math, you're not gonna, it's much less, it's much more direct. You're gonna be going straight through it.
Good. James, do you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, so I did not follow this advice, as I obviously follow this advice if you're not sure and you need a plan, but I knew myself that I was bad at math and English was my strong suit, so I went with the reading passages first, and for the same reason that Kweller is recommending you to go with the math first, because I knew that that was my strength and I could get it done quickly, and I really was like super efficient with reading all the passages and annotating them. So then I didn't even have to finish the whole passage. I kind of just skimmed it, spent no more than 1 minute, and then went to the questions right away. And that way I had more time on the math section, which I knew would stump me and give me a hard time. So
Are you
yeah.
always guessing C or like what are you guessing?
Um, I always guessed C during the Hunter exam, but then during the S, because that was what everyone was telling me. I was 11 years old. I believed everyone. During the SHSAT, however, I guessed whichever question, like if I had to guess something. No, sorry, not SHSAT. During the SAT and the PSAT, I would just guess randomly, and whatever order looks like I haven't answered that answer choice in a while. So like if there hadn't been an A or B in a really long time, I'd put an A or a B because obviously there's a higher chance that the answer would be an A or a B.
Antalya, you've taken the MCAT, you've taken the SAT, the PSAT. Do you have like a magic letter or a magic algorithm that we need to know about?
I would say like this is only if you have like absolutely no idea. Like you should be making an educated guess. And then if you really, really like can't pick anything, I really just like alternate between B and C, honestly. So, it really is up to you. I do like the Kweller Prep way of, kind of figuring out what you've been answering recently and trying to change it up. So you could always do that as well.
Okay, everyone. So I've taken quite a few exams. I do have a method to the madness. Ready? I've done quite a bit of analysis on this one. Ready? So first, this exam is multiple choice. So there's no way that there's never going to be an A, never going to be a C, never going to be a D, or never going to be an E in that whole entire test. So if you haven't picked A, B, or C for a very long time, when you're guessing, guess what letter I'm going to tell you to pick? Pick a D. If you haven't picked an A or B for a very long time and you need to guess, pick an A or B. Next, the whole zigzag thing. What are the odds in the algorithm of the multiple choice test? This is like really high tech stuff here, okay? What are the odds that you're going to have 10 C's in a row? 0, correct? So don't do it. Don't pick 10 A's, don't pick 5 A's, don't even pick 4 A's in a row. It is highly unlikely that you will have 10 E's in a row at the very end of this exam. So you kind of want the whole algorithm to look the way it's supposed to look as a test. That's why I'm more into the zigzagging. Okay, get it? So I just want to let you know this is very, very important. And don't leave anything blank. Here's other stuff you should know. I don't know if it's helpful. It might be. Who knows? Okay. By the way, don't forget, if you love the Kweller Prep webinars, you can always tell us in the comments that you love the webinars or leave us a Google review that you love the webinars. I'm all for it. So here's the deal. Ready? When you're taking an exam in general, every test is worth the same number of points. This is specifically for SHSAT, SAT. With the Hunter test, it's a little different. The math questions are worth a little teeny tiny bit more than the reading. That's another reason why it's better to jump into the math. Also, it used to be that there were 50 reading comprehension questions, 30 math questions. So basically, the 30 math equals 50, and the 50 reading was 50, and then 50 and 50 is 100, and you need 64, and then you get the essay read. This is a tremendous amount of information, but you only need to score well enough on the Hunter test to get the essay read. So whether you get 64, 65, 95, 99, nobody, not even Mateo, with a perfect SAT score and a perfect PSAT score, got a perfect score in the Hunter test. Hunter is actually designed in such a way where nobody gets a perfect score. They have these like 10 questions that are definitely going to trip you up. Like literally in the history of the exam, since the exam was ever born or created, no one ever in the history of this test has received a perfect score. With that being said, you only need 64 points. So to get the essay read, and then everybody's again at 0. Is everybody following me? Now that you're at that 0 to get the essay read, what could go wrong is if you leave 10 questions out in the reading, leave 10 questions out in the math, and you never go high enough to hit the 64 points. So make sure you answer as many questions as you can, because there's a chance that your guess is correct, and there's a chance that you'll accumulate the points. I can exhale. This is the watch, set to 12. I forgot who I'm up to. James, stress management tip 13. Ready? By the way, our time is good, James, okay?
Yeah, so we'll get this one in. The 13th stress management tip we have is that no matter what, use the bathroom right before you start the test. Even if you don't have to go badly or at all, go. Empty your bladder. The nerves can make you want to pee badly 5 minutes into the exam. You'll never know if you don't go. Pee right before the test. While we're on this topic, you shouldn't have to rush to the bathroom. Avoid large cups of caffeine, anything from Starbucks, energy drinks, sweet soda, or juice before testing. You want to avoid being forced into taking many bathroom breaks during the exam. It's a huge mistake to drink anything with excessive caffeine before the test. Obviously, if you guys are going to the bathroom, that's taking away from the time that you have to actually do the test. And the Hunter test is known to be like short on time. So you want to give yourself as much time as possible. And to do that, don't drink large drinks before, so you won't have to be using the bathroom during.
So this is very important. Make sure that you do not have a Gatorade, a thirst quencher. Can you give me some other stupid drinks, please, James, that they should definitely not have?
no like coffee, like no frappuccino, nothing with caffeine. I know people drink the Celsiuses now. Those are really bad for you, regardless of if you're taking a hunter test or not. So don't drink any Celsius, guys. I
Don't
think the
drink
pros have done
any
that.
of this. Good. And Mateo, can you please add to what I'm saying with regards to not drinking a lot?
Yeah, so I can relate to this for my SAT actually. I drank a ton of coffee because it starts, at 8 a.m. And yeah, the first reading section, I really had to like pee by the end of it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
this
So also
is a good
remember,
one.
like when you're nervous, you have to pee. I don't know, like how, yeah, I'm sorry, like to go into like urine, but I just want to really put it out there. When I am stressed, I pee like 10 times. Like I just use the bathroom. I use the bathroom. Oh, I gotta do the bathroom. Like if I'm nervous, forget it. I will have 1 cup of water. I'm out. So the last thing you need is to have a huge Gatorade or a huge, oh, let me go treat myself to Starbucks espresso shots as like an 11 or 12-year-old. Do not do that. Antalya, can you please add to the conversation of pee?
Yeah, just go right before, empty that bladder. Don't do anything differently than you've been doing up until to this point, right? So if you drink a little bit of water, make sure you're hydrated, but don't overdo it. You do not want to spend 15 of your pleasant minutes, I mean, very precious minutes, not pleasant minutes, in the bathroom, like waiting online to go to the stall or whatever. So, be smart about it.
Everyone, James has to head out because it's 7 o'clock. We're doing really well with time, but everyone in the chat, just quickly say bye, James. Bye, James. Bye, bye,
I do want to add one tip though. Someone asked me what about hot chocolate? Well, hot chocolate doesn't have caffeine in it. It's very sugary, and everyone knows what sugar crashes are. So regardless if the drink has caffeine or not, you don't want to drink like sugary drinks because it'll give you a sugar rush. You'll be like super alive and optimistic and happy hour into the test, and all of a sudden you're gonna get super sleepy and regret drinking the hot chocolate. So do not do
Don't
that.
have the hot chocolate. These are called diuretics, and these things literally are going to make you go pee, and it's the last thing you need. No. Also, right before the test, don't be like some weird brave person and like hold it in. Before the test, go pee. No matter what, go to the bathroom. Even if you feel like you don't have to go, just go for fun. Check out the toilet at Hunter College. Okay. Antalya, can you add any? No, first, everyone. James, bye, James. Thank you so
Thank you
much. We
guys.
will miss
See
you.
you.
Wish them good luck. Okay. All
Good,
right.
great.
So
You guys will do so good.
now I only have Mateo and Antalya. Okay. Ready? I forgot. Mateo, ready? Mateo, stress management tip 14. Ready? Go.
Pack a jacket or cardigan or sweatshirt. Wear loose, comfy clothes and pack an extra layer of clothes in case the room
Oops. Sorry.
gets too cold or too hot. You will never regret packing an extra sweatshirt. You will likely regret not having one on a chill test day. The goal of your clothing choices on test day is comfort. This is probably the one day you can show up to school in your fuzzy bunny slippers and no one will judge you. Wear the most comfortable clothes in your closet. Don't worry about matching anything. This is your day to color code nothing. If it's not extremely comfortable, then don't wear it.
Mateo, can you elaborate on this, please?
Yes, okay, test rooms are always really cold. You guys are gonna want to bring sweatshirts. And yeah, it might be hot and you might want to change out of it. You can always add more, but you can't add what you haven't brought. So I would say definitely bring sweatshirts in case of that. And yeah, wear whatever is comfortable for you.
Okay. Antalya, do you remember what you wore the day of the Hunter test in the 6th grade?
I don't. But probably some like a pair of comfortable
What you
pants,
wear for the
a sweater.
MCAT, what you wear for like the SATs, were you wearing those like really fancy, I don't know, designer gowns to the ball?
Nope, definitely not. Probably some comfortable sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Antalya, please bless us with your stress management tip 15. We are making excellent time, and this is the last big one that we have here. So everyone, we're going to inhale. Ready? What is the very last big tip, Antalya?
All right, everyone breathe. Remember that this is only a test, and no matter where you go to high school, you'll succeed. Between sections, take a deep breath and try to stretch out. Take a moment to breathe after you completed a tough reading passage. Re-regulating your breathing will help you refocus. This is a stern test and a challenging experience, but don't forget who you are and how hard you've worked to get here. Lastly, remember that any high school will be lucky to have you and not vice versa. You are a gift to any high school you attend.
So just remember, this is a big one, okay? They are the lucky ones, okay? This is a really big deal. I just want to tell you, I did not go to Hunter High School. I went to Cardozo High School, and they're lucky. And I didn't go to Harvard. I went to NYU, and they're lucky. They're lucky to have me, okay? Because I added value to the high school, right? By me being in this high school, I created clubs, I created organizations, I was contributing, I was an active member in a lot of impressive, I don't know, just I was a do-gooder, you know, I tried to make the world a better place. I still try to make the world a better place, but I made the high school look good. And that's what you're gonna do. So forget this, I will only be happy if I go to Hunter or Stuyvesant. This is nonsense. The reality is that any school, if you go to the high school down the block, go like a star, right? So don't think that the high school makes you in any way. And there are plenty of people who are lousy at Hunter and Stuyvesant and those types of schools. So don't think that this is your ticket and you can cruise. Reminder, you do have to work hard once you're in this type of environment. So Antalya, can you please elaborate on this?
Yes, your life will not end if you do not get into Hunter. Okay, so, you know, you guys are obviously all very smart. You're all very hardworking. So these traits are things that you will take with you, hopefully, for the rest of your life. And like Miss Kweller said, you know, even if you go, you know, to your zoned high school, it really doesn't matter. As long as you work hard there, you will do well and you will succeed. So don't put so much pressure on yourselves, okay? You're also only 11 and 12. You know, you have your whole life ahead of you. It is okay if you do not get into Hunter.
Mateo, can you please read this very last conclusion?
To conclude, remember that the Hunter test is not a sprint but a marathon, and you've been preparing well and with the best. Relax and have no fear. Good luck on the upcoming test. This has been an incredibly long journey, but we are finally making it to the finish line.
Yay! Ooh, I'll add like a picture. Okay. So enjoy the race. Okay. This is what I'm telling you. So enjoy the journey. Okay, listen, let's be like realistic. I'm gonna open up the chat box. Haven't you become a little bit smarter now that you're taking this? Let me get rid of this. I'm gonna stop share. Okay. Hello. Oh, you got the backgrounds. Ooh. Everyone, so now let's open up the chat and we're gonna spend some time answering questions. Okay, so hold on, we're gonna chat. One moment. Okay, wait. Everybody. So everyone, don't you feel like you're a little more intelligent now? Yes, right? I mean, since the past few days, don't you feel smarter? So that's good, right? Don't you feel like it's cool that you've discovered Kweller Prep? Look at how I plug. Look at how I shamelessly plug this business. Don't you guys feel like you've benefited by seeing Antalya and today, who's in medical school? And look at Mateo with a perfect PSAT and a perfect SAT. And you got to learn about this really difficult exam. By the way, don't you feel like school is a little bit easier now because you are you know, like you kind of like know so much harder stuff, right? So don't you feel like you've benefited? So now the Hunter test is like the icing on the cake, right? So if you really think about it, where are we now? The Hunter exam, right, is like this little tiny like pinky compared to all of these other things. And by the way, haven't you learned time management? Haven't you learned descriptive essay writing? I mean, don't you just feel like you've learned so much more stuff than you knew before the test? So don't be like, oh, it only matters if I get into this one high school where 60,000 people cannot get in, but like 150 will. So do you understand? It just, this is a big thing. And Mateo, if you could please elaborate on what I'm saying, please help.
Yeah, guys, you will succeed everywhere. I mean, you're all incredibly hardworking. That's why you're here. You know, you guys have dedicated weekends and evenings to this. Definitely this has made you smarter. You guys, your brains are being formed by this right now. Kweller Prep has made you smarter. And that's something super valuable, even if you don't get into Hunter, which you all will.
And that's the most important thing. Okay, that's all you should be focused on, is that you are in a learning process. That's the end and that's the goal. Got it? Antalya, can you please elaborate on this as well?
Yeah, so again, this is not the end all be all. Like Ms. Queller said, once you get to Hunter, you will have to work hard. No matter what, moving forward, you will have to work hard. So, just again, try to enjoy as much as you can. You've already, learned a lot of great things. And so I wouldn't take it as a loss if you didn't get into Hunter because of, everything that you've gained along the way.
Look, I'm reading the comments. Wania, school is easier now. Cairo, school is a breeze for me. Mia, I literally never knew I could get this much done. Isn't it an amazing comment? I never knew I could get this much done. And look at all the webinars and all the workshops. So don't focus on this one little teeny tiny itty bitty minutia, because it's like a little pinky compared to everything else. So there are some questions in the chat. Mateo, you see the chat, right? Do you see it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I do.
So can you go through some of the questions?
Okay. How hard is the actual test and what's the highest chance of us getting in? Well, the actual test, I would imagine, is it is a bit easier than the practice materials, especially at Kweller Prep. You guys have been over prepared, which is great because you guys are going to take the test and you're going to feel a lot more confident. What's the highest chance of us getting in? I mean, it depends on you, it depends on you.
So Antalya, can you give some concluding, or do you see any other questions in the chat? Actually, let's do that. Can you do any other questions in the chat?
I think some people were asking about like the multiple choice cutoff. Were you saying that it was like 64 out of 100 that they need to get, or does it change every year?
64, yes.
Okay, all right. And then someone was saying, let's see, what order do we recommend doing? So it really depends on your strengths. Like Mateo, for example, is going to be a chemical engineer when he grows up and he's taking like higher level calculus and stuff. So obviously the math was very easy for him. So he was able to do it in half an hour, right? But I know James and I struggled a little more with the Hunter math. And so we felt that doing reading, essay, and getting those out of the way so you could spend more time on the math was beneficial to us. And sometimes the reading comprehension can give you ideas for the essay topic. So that is how I did it. But obviously, everyone has different strengths and different weaknesses. What else do we have in here? Okay. How do you know which room you have to go during the actual test? I think they should be telling you maybe in the email, or maybe
No,
they
they'll
will
tell
be
you that
telling
day.
you
They'll tell you
that day of. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I think that's pretty much it question-wise. Oh, someone
So
keeps on asking one more thing. Sorry. They keep on asking about mechanical pencils or highlighters. No, right? Just the number 2 pencils.
you could, I mean, mechanical pencils aren't good. They're too soft, right? The erasers make sure you bring a good, separate, high quality eraser. Mechanical pencils are light. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend a nice Kweller standard pencil where you really like are writing, like it's wood and it's hard. Those mechanical they're like little wimpy pencils. You can barely see stuff. I wouldn't do it. I would just do a real standard pencil. Someone wrote, what if you forget your pencils? Don't forget your pencils. What's the most ridiculous question? Okay, Mateo, from all of the advice that you saw today in the webinar, and I'm very proud of you, you kind of jumped right into Kweller's webinars. From all this advice, what do you think is like the best advice that you really want the kids to remember today?
The best advice, I mean, it's all great. I would say everything about preparing yourself the day of, eating a good breakfast, eating brain foods actually specifically is the most helpful. Guys, I recommend chia seeds. They're amazing. I would eat them every morning. That's what I do. They're really great. I attribute everything to chia seeds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How about you, Antalya? What's your like magic food?
Oh gosh, I don't have any, just whatever, as long as my stomach is okay. Like I just have like cereal in the morning and that's pretty much it.
So, can you give closing remarks on Talia, please?
Yes, alrighty. So, we are all wishing you the best of luck. Please remember that you have all worked very hard. I don't think every sixth grader out there can say that they've, gone through hours of prep and devoted, their weekday nights, their weekends, to doing such hard work. So trust that you've done everything right, and that you've had exposure to all the kinds of questions you're going to see. And I think, you guys are all going to do a great job. Just try your best. Try not to put a lot of pressure on yourselves, and we are all very proud of you.
So I want my next big chat person. Give me a minute. I'm going to close the chat just for a moment. Mateo, can you please give some advice also? Please give some advice.
Okay, so final advice, I guess, is to really have confidence on the test. Like you guys have gone to Kweller Prep, you've done all of this tutoring. You guys are the kids that everyone else taking the test is scared of, and for good reason, because you guys you've had all the training that you guys need to do well on this test. And so I would say just recognize that. Don't get overconfident, but make sure to just be confident and believe in yourself during the test.
Dagan, I want to answer your question. So you said 64 out of 100 is too low. I think they mean 64 out of 80. No, I actually mean 64 out of 100. Out of 100 points on this exam, you only need 64 points in total. So you literally like fail this exam and you can still get your essay read. So all you're shooting for is 64 points. Hunter released test 1 and test 2. The reading was 1 point apiece because it was 50 reading. 30 math was 1 and, oh my God, I don't know, a third, right? 1 and a third. So just remember, you only need 64. It's actually out of 100. So you really just need to do as many, get as high as you can, and then to get the essay read. So just remember that as well. I want to give you guys some advice. Okay, ready? So we're going right now. So I'll go back into my everyone chats. Okay, hold on, everybody. Wait, stay with me. Okay, everyone back. I have some advice that I want to give you. Go in like a shark. You understand me? Do not show fear. When you go in, you need to look at that test like a wimp and be like, listen to me, I will get you, okay? I studied, I sacrificed. It is 7:30 a.m. I woke up at 6 for this exam. I should be in school, like having breakfast with my friends. You need to go into the test with a little bit of anger, okay? I work really hard and I am going to take this moment not to be scared. Let's pretend the morning of the exam, I don't know, someone like grandma's like, are you scared? No, I'm not scared. Are you nervous? No. Do you understand me? You are going in very strong. Oh, oh, are you afraid? No. That's exactly how you need to respond. The best advice that I can give you is when you take this exam, you need to treat it like you are going to kill the test. You got me? So that's your attitude and that's your mindset. And you need to say, I'm going to kill the test. I'm going to crush the test. No, I'm going to crush. So repeat after me. Let's even type this in. We will write crush the test. I will crush the test. Got it? You can't go into this exam like a wimp. You got to go in like a shark. Okay? Got it? It's very important. I will crush the test. Got it? This is very important. No matter what you do, you need to say, I will crush the test. Got it? No matter what you do. Yes? I want to wish yes, perfect. I will crush it. Okay? Guys, keep the chat box positive. I'm trying to leave it open, you 11 and 12-year-olds. Okay? Everyone, I will crush the test. Crush. All right? Now that I have a moment, okay, I will crush the test. That is the most important mindset and the most important attitude that you have, okay? So here's what I want. We're going to do amazing. I will crush the test. Believe in myself. I'm keeping it open to everyone, okay? I will crush the test. If you don't get into Hunter, big deal. You'll go to Stuyvesant. You'll go to specialized high school. You'll have 110 average at Forest Hills High School. Like, really, let's think about this. No matter where you go, you're just going to be a genius at some other school. And those poor other kids, cry for them. They're not doing Hunter Prep, and they have to deal with you in their classroom. Remember that. Crush the test. Anyone who has an Antalya or a James or a Mateo in their room is very unfortunate, okay? They have to deal with him in a classroom. They have to deal with Antalya as a competitor in a room. Do you understand me? Good luck to anyone now competing with you in a room. Repeat after me, type this in, okay? I will crush the test. C-R-U-S-H. I will crush the exam. That is the best thing to do, okay? Everyone, it's very important that you focus on this. Do the best that you can. This is our big third webinar, 3 days. Yeah, oh my God, look at that cute little baby. Oh my goodness, I had so much going on. I almost forgot the cute little dog. Do you believe this? Who wants to show me a cute puppy? Who wants to show me a cute doggy? Anyone? Yes? Everyone, show me. Who wants to show me cute dogs? Antalya, you can allow them to go on video. I'm gonna bring my cute little dog right now, okay? Okay, good. Antalya, let them go on.
Okay, you guys, I think you guys can just turn on your videos if you want. There's nothing I have to do, I don't think. Oh, we have a dog. Mia, what's your dog's name?
You guys are about to be very impressed right now. Ready? I have 2 dogs to show you. You guys are going to be very impressed right now. Ready? Oh my God, I see a dog paw. Let me see my background. You know, because of you, students, I just want to tell you, because of you, I have become so much better at technology. Okay, ready? My background, choose background, no background. I got a lot better. I just want you to know that this was a big deal for me, okay? Ready? Look at what I'm about to show you. We have 2 dogs at the, oh my God, look at the kids. Antalya, can you take a screenshot? I have no hands. Ready? Antalya, take a picture. Wait, are you on Spotlight? No, me, right? Hi, look at
You want to be on Spotlight? Okay,
I
wait.
want to be in Spotlight because I want to show off the dogs.
Okay.
Wait, can we all see each other? Yes, we can all see each other also, right? Look at
Yeah.
the dogs.
All right, great.
Can you tell which one's the baby? Which one's the baby? Which one's 13 years old and which one is 13 weeks? Guess. Guess which one's the baby? This one, the one that's moving around. Everyone, I want to say thank you. Please recommend your friends to Kweller Prep. I hope this was a great learning experience for all of you. Who enjoyed their time at Kweller? Who enjoyed their time at the webinars? Tell us right now. Ready? Yes. Yay. 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 Are you learning, guys? Is this the cutest dog ever? Look at these dogs. Look at that cat. Oh my gosh, look, it's a cat. You think they would get along? Probably, right? Yes? Who learned something? If you really, really like Kweller Prep, tell your friends, your family. You can leave us a Google review that you felt that Mateo was the best for. Everyone, give Mateo a round of applause. He did such a good job. This was his very first webinar. I threw him into this, okay? Antalya is a full-time medical student. Round of applause in her 4th year. She is also stuck with me. Yay! Yay! Look, they're clapping for you. Everyone, I'm very proud of you. Do well, make me proud. Crush the test, okay? Thank you, everybody. I wish you good luck. And if you have any suggestions or feedback, you can email us info@kwellerprep.com. That's info@kwellerprep.com. Enjoy. Antalya, send me a picture. Have a good day, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Farewell. Bye, everybody. I'm closing up. Mateo, how does it feel to be? Oh, he's gone. Everyone's gone. Ready? Oh, that's so nice. Oh my gosh, they're coming back. I'm coming back for SHSAT. Do you see that? Thank you, everyone. Crush your test. Crush your test. Bye, guys.